You ever think that keeping a dog inside the house is the safest way to protect them? Wrong. Many people believe that as long as they feed the dog enough, give them a comfy bed and keep the space clean, the dog will be happy. But the truth one few dare face is that those four walls of safety are quietly killing thousands of dogs each year. Imagine a dog curled in a corner of the sofa, breathing steadily, the yellow lamplight glowing on its sleek coat. Everything looks peaceful, seemingly love. But inside, many dogs are suffering thirst. They cannot voice aching joints, forced to lie, still loneliness so deep they no longer even bark. I was a veterinarian for 18 years. I've seen dozens of dogs doted on in homes, yet their bodies and minds were withering. What's scariest isn't disease, but the accidental wrongs of love. Dogs don't complain. They simply endure until it's too late. So how can a warm, clean house hurt them? And why do the smallest habits we think are harmless, and even good, shorten their lives each day without our realizing? Today I will show you 12 mistakes that 90% of indoor dog owners make, mistakes that seem harmless, but according to veterinarians, can shorten your dog's life by up to 4 years. You don't need to be a perfect owner. You just need to learn to listen. Because sometimes love alone isn't enough if we haven't learned our four-legged friend's language of pain. And the first mistake, one almost every indoor dog owner makes, begins at the simplest act: the toilet break. Part 1. The Potty Prison. Toilet imprisonment. You think walking your dog twice a day to pee is enough. Morning walk. Evening walk sounds reasonable, right? But for their bodies, that's not a routine. It's silent suffering. Dogs were not made to hold their bladder for 10 hours. They are not robots, and their biological clocks are different from humans. While we go off to work, meetings, dinners, your dog in the corner may be biting its lip, trembling slightly, trying to keep its bladder from bursting. With elderly dogs, small breeds, or those with health issues, the pain is worse. Imagine being locked in a room with no bathroom access. Hours pass, your belly swells, your body sends signals of distress, but no one responds. That feeling is the daily life of millions of indoor house dogs. And worse, when they cannot hold any longer and pee on the floor, we scold, punish. Think bad dog. But that isn't fault. It's biology ignored. When a dog holds urination too long, bladder pressure causes urinary tract inflammation, the kidneys overwork. The pain is invisible, but you can measure it in their fearful eyes. I've seen cases: busy owners, dogs with bladder stones, nerve disorders, or prolonged anxiety, all starting from a habit that seemed harmless. The solution is embarrassingly simple. Just add one extra bathroom break midday, or place an indoor artificial grass mat. If you have a yard, install a dog door for them to step out when needed. For older dogs or those post-surgery, let them decide, because the right to pee when needed isn't a privilege. It's a living being's dignity. I once had an old pug, after their owner allowed free potty access, changed completely. Less barking, more appetite, brighter eyes. Do you know why? Because a dog not having to ask permission to relieve themselves is a dog truly living. Don't wait until the vet says too late. Give your dog freedom to relieve themselves as a right, not a favor. And if this made you jolt, brace yourself, because the next mistake many don't even realize they're making. It lies in the kitchen. It's the reason your dog won't drink water anymore. Part 2. The water bowl. Betrayal. The water bowl against their interest. If your dog ignores its water bowl or prefers the toilet's water, don't immediately think they're odd. The truth is, the fault lies with you. Most owners place the water bowl near the food bowl for convenience. But with the ancestral instincts of dogs, water near the food signifies danger. In the wild, water near prey is often contaminated with blood or bacteria. Their DNA remembers that. So each time your dog bends down to a water bowl right beside the food, its brain tenses and it drinks less. Silent dehydration builds joint pain, weak kidneys, dry skin, dull coat, even stress. We often only notice when it's already too late. And the saddest thing is, dogs don't complain thirst. They just struggle quietly. The fix is simple. Place the water bowl at least 2 meters away from the food bowl, or use several small bowls around the house, near their bed, near the door where you often sit. Change water twice a day. Use ceramic or stainless bowls free of scent. If your dog still prefers toilet water, install a little fountain because their instinct still tells them moving water, try fresh water. One small change, but many years of life can be gained. A proper water bowl isn't just about hydration, it's about calming their soul. And if this surprises you, prepare yourself because the next mistake isn't in the bowl, but in the mind of your dog. Part 3. The Boredom Epidemic. The epidemic of boredom. You think your dog is calm, quiet, well-behaved, just lying around all day, but sometimes that silence isn't peace, it's depression. In nature, dogs spend the day tracking scents, patrolling territory, running, exploring, living with their pack. But indoors, they might just circle a few square meters. Sleep-wake, watch you through your screen, waiting but not knowing what for. That isn't calm, it's an emotional shutdown. Many dogs fall into boredom until despair mode. They lick their paws till fur falls off, chew walls, chase their tail, bark into the void, or just lie still with vacant eyes. Owners think it's a quirky habit, but really it's a silent cry for help. I once saw a Labrador who was once lively, enjoyed fetching. After years in a small apartment, same routine every day, he stopped wagging his tail, stopped reacting. The body was fine, but the soul was weary. A dog that's no longer interested in the world is a dying heart. The solution is not complicated. Just 20 minutes a day, walk a new route, hide some rewards around the house for them to find. Use scented toys, tug games, teach a new command, or just talk to them genuinely. Dogs need movement, not just body but mind. Don't let your home become a prison of silence. A dog that knows play, exploration, purpose will look at you with true gratitude and happiness. Because the silence of a dog isn't always peaceful, often it's loneliness screaming quietly. And if this made you sigh, be careful, the next mistake is worse. It's not in the mind, it's in the air. Your dog breathes every day. Part 4. The Invisible Toxin Trap. The invisible poison in the air. Your house smells nice, right? Lavender diffuser, scented candles, pine-scented floor spray, mint room spray. You feel relaxed, but for your dog it might be silent torture. A dog's sense of smell is about 40 times stronger than a human's. That pleasant, fresh scent to us is like thick smoke to them, filling every corner. They can't say my head hurts or I can't breathe. They just lie still, pant faster, lick their fur more, and slowly weaken unnoticed. Many essential oils thought natural are neurotoxins for dogs: tea tree, lavender, clove, mint, cinnamon. If inhaled, absorbed in fur, licked off, toxin goes straight to liver and nervous system. Many cases I saw dogs trembling, drooling, losing sleep, all from their owner spraying the room each night to make it cozy. But it doesn't stop there. We clean floors, spray disinfectants, spritz sofas. Then the dog walks, sniffs, laps the residue. We think we're keeping the house clean, but in fact we are poisoning our best friend day by day. The good news: you can change today. Discard scented candles and synthetic sprays. Use activated charcoal, natural fresh air, or simply open a window. Switch to white vinegar, plus baking soda for floor cleaning. No synthetic fragrance is worth trading your dog's health for. I always tell clients, if you don't dare to let your child inhale it, don't let your dog inhale it. A clean home should not be a suffocating home. Because your dog can't say this smells bad. They just trust that you know best. And if this has made you worry, there is another mistake. It's not in the air, but hidden inside their body. Part 5. The Unfixed Dog. Dilemma: the mistake of not spaying, neutering. It lives inside anyway, no need to spay. That sentence I've heard hundreds of times in 18 years of veterinary work. And that belief has cost many lives, not by accident, but by misunderstanding between love and knowing. Every 6 months, a female dog enters heat. Her hormones surge. Blood flow increases, her mind unsettled. She paces, whines, eats less, tries to escape. Owners label her naughty, difficult, irritable. But in truth, she is suffering because her body is waiting for something that will never come. As for males, their instinct leaves them called but never answered. They sense strain, mark all over the house, chew, howl, not because they're bad, but because they are trapped in survival instincts. The results aren't just behavioral disorders. Female dogs risk uterine infections, breast tumors, even ovarian cancers. Male dogs face testicular cancer, prostate enlargement, impulse fights. I once treated a 6-year-old golden who suffered a severe uterine infection, swollen belly, shaking in pain. If she'd been spayed earlier, she wouldn't have had to suffer. Spaying, neutering isn't taking away a function, it is giving them peace. Like stopping a storm in their body, allowing the mind to rest, the body to rebuild. And if you worry their personality will change, rest easy. They still love you the same, only they no longer have to live with unresolved survival urges. A neutered dog is often calmer, sleeps better, lives longer, and suffers less disease. Sometimes love isn't about preserving natural things, it's about knowing when to protect despite nature. And if this section feels heavy, brace yourself. The next mistake doesn't concern the body, but how you've set their world inside your home. Part 6. The trapped on the floor mistake. Mistake of being stuck on the floor. People say, dogs like lying on the floor. Yes, but being forced to live under our feet only makes them feel unsafe. Look around your house. Where does your dog sit? A small bed in the corner wall, a crate in the living room corner, or just a cold mat on the floor, lower than everyone else? To you, it's comfortable, but to them, it's a position of weakness. In the wild, dogs don't just run and lie down. They climb up to get vantage to see. Living in a house trapped at floor level, only that instinct slowly dies. They sleep more, startle easier, follow you more, not because they love you more, but because they're afraid. It's like you being forced to live under someone else's feet every day, watching life happen above you. I treated many small breed dogs, Chihuahuas, poodles, corgis, shaking just because their owner left the room. Not because they were far away, because they didn't have a high enough point to feel safe. The solution is simple. Give them elevation. Place a small step beside the sofa. Buy a raised bed with legs. Or just allow them on the sofa with you for a few minutes each day. Place a cushion by the window so they can look out, see people, sunlight, the world. I once had a Pomeranian. After his owner added a small chair by the window, his behavior changed completely. No more random barking or trembling, just sitting quietly watching the view. Dogs don't need a huge territory. Just a little height to show I still exist. And if this makes you glance down at your dog's bed, the next mistake is not in space, but in how you feed them. Part 7. The feeding position. Fail. Mistaken eating posture. Each day you place the dog's food bowl on the floor. The dog lowers its head, eats quietly. Looks normal, right? But behind that familiar image lies a tiny repeated pain you barely see. When a dog lowers their head to eat, their neck bends deeply, spine compresses, chest collapses. If this happens over many years, their body will respond. They'll eat slower, drop kibble, shift position, mid-meal, or stop eating halfway, not because they're bored, but because it hurts. Especially in elderly dogs, short breeds, or those with joint disease, each meal is a moment of strain. I once treated an 8-year-old golden. Owner said he's been skipping dinners for months. I think he's bored with the food. But actually the bowl was too low. His neck hurt, his back ached, and each time he bent down, his whole body braced like someone with spinal degeneration. Fix is simple. Raise the bowl to their chest level. Not too high, not too low, just so their head and back align when they eat. You can use a stand, a wooden box, or even stack some books beneath the bowl. Choose a wide-mouthed bowl so their muzzle and whiskers don't get pressed. Especially flat-faced breeds like pugs, bulldogs, shih tzus. When a dog eats in a natural posture, they eat faster, digest better, less gas, and less joint pain. Many dogs, a few days after switching bowl height, become excited about meals again, not because food changed, but because eating no longer hurts. A meal should be a pleasure, not a burden. And when you pay attention to this small detail, your dog will feel your love even if you never say it. If this made you look at your dog's bowl, prepare the next shock. The next mistake is not in the meal, but in what they chew every day to ease their loneliness. Part 8. The Chew Chaos Crisis. The crisis of destructive chewing. You come home, you find your new shoes shredded. The wooden table corner, dented, the cushion on the sofa chewed up. Anger rises. Why did you destroy this again? But the truth, they're not destroying, they're surviving. To a dog, chewing isn't just play. It's a survival instinct, a way to release stress, boredom, and the fear of being alone. When they don't have something appropriate to chew, they'll pick anything with your scent, shoes, cushions, chairs, even walls. Not because they're bad, but because that's the one thing that reminds them you're still there. I once treated a husky every time owner left for work. It broke the door, chewed the wardrobe. People thought he's hyperactive, but actually he was chewing so he wouldn't cry. For dogs, mouth and teeth are how they channel their emotions. The biggest mistake many owners make: oh, he has a toy, so he's fine. But most toys they buy are wrong. Too hard, too small, no scent, no appeal. Dog chews. A few times, gets bored, goes back to the sofa you sit on. Solution: pick chew toys sized and textured, right sturdy but elastic. Add a scent peanut butter jerky pieces, or even wrap your old shirt around the chew. Place chew toys around the house, especially where they rest. Rotate toys weekly so novelty stays. You'll be surprised after a few days the dog stops destroying lies, chewing quietly, eyes relaxed, because they finally have something to chew to release to calm without being scolded. When a dog chews destructively, don't ask why is he bad. Ask why is he so lonely. And if this part made you pause, hold on to that feeling. Because the next mistake isn't about behavior. It's about the food you use to express love, and it might be the most cruel. Part 9. The Overfeeding Trap. The trap of love in food. You fill the dog's bowl. Add a piece of meat, a treat, and you smile. He loves it. Let him enjoy. But sometimes that moment is how we kill our dog with love. Dogs don't know when they're full. They only know eat, praise, eat, love. And when you give more, they don't refuse, because that is the language they understand. But behind that eager look, their body is straining. Every extra bite is a burden on heart, joints, liver lifespan. Just 2 extra kilos in a small dog equals a 20-kilo gain in a human. Overweight dogs suffer breathing trouble, joint pain, diabetes, high cholesterol, and even cancer. Many owners only notice when it's too late, when dog pants cannot run, eyes heavy with fatigue. I once treated an elderly lady's poodle. She said he eats little, I just give a few extra bits of meat each meal. When I weighed him, he was 2 kg, over a third of his body weight. His knee joints were worn, heart overworking, liver failing. The lady cried, I just wanted him to be happy. I could only reply, I know, but happiness sometimes needs restraint. Solution: split meals into 2 per day, measure portions by cup or scale, no by the eye. Keep treats under 10% of daily calories. And remember, love isn't in a full bowl. Love is in the time you spend playing, petting, talking. The dog doesn't need more food, they need more you. Because what makes them happy isn't a full stomach, it's you looking into their eyes and smiling. If this made your heart sink a little, breathe in. Because the next mistake is harsher. It's not in the food, but in the clean floor you walk on every day. Part 10. The Chemical Floor Trap. The chemical hazard on the floor. Your home is clean. The floor shines, the air smells fresh. You believe you've created the best environment for your dog. For them, it's a chemical battlefield. Think every day you mop with disinfectants, spray air fresheners, use antibacterial floor cleaner. You step on the residue with your shoes. Your dog, they walk on it, sniff it, lick their paws, maybe lick it off. Compounds like phenols, bleach, quaternary ammonium, synthetic fragrances, and floor sprays can cause canine liver poisoning, neurological damage, skin allergies, and respiratory problems. They don't collapse instantly. They just weaken, fatigue, paw-licking, red eyes, occasional vomiting. Easy to overlook until the vet says the liver is failing. I saw a 12-year-old beagle losing strength quickly, though eating and exercising normally. The owner cleaned every day with heavy-duty disinfectant. Bloodwork, liver, and kidney nearly unable to filter toxins. All because of the clean house habit. Solution: switch to natural floor cleaner, white vinegar diluted with warm water. Put a little baking soda. After mopping, rinse with clean water, don't leave residue. Remove scented candles, synthetic sprays, machine deodorizers. Need the house to smell fresh, open windows. Air Ply Light are the safest fresheners. Remember, your dog doesn't wear shoes. They smell every inch of ground, lick, breathe. What is clean for you may be poison for them. So next time you mop the floor, think of those trusting eyes beneath your feet, believing you're keeping them safe. And if this made you peek at the bottle of floor cleaner, know that the next mistake isn't on the floor, but in the lonely heart of the dog you love, where you seldom look. If you've listened this far, perhaps in your chest, there's a quiet stillness between care, regret, and gratitude. And that's beautiful, because the feeling of regret isn't guilt, it's the sign of love growing. No one is born knowing how to care for a dog perfectly. We all start clumsy, making tiny mistakes that have big consequences. But the miracle of dogs is they forgive everything. They don't resent you for the years of neglect, don't blame you for the scoldings, the confinement, the misunderstanding. They just need one change from you and will love you as if none of that ever existed. You don't need to become a veterinary expert. Just watch a little more. Slow down a little. Understand that sometimes a dog's silence isn't obedience, it's a soft cry for help. They don't know how to say, "I hurt," but their eyes, their posture, their breath always tell a story. So start today. Move the water bowl. Change their bed place, open a window, play for 10 extra minutes each day, sit and look at them. Those small changes can lengthen their life and, more importantly, make each day a warm memory between two beings who love. And if there's one thing I want you to carry from this video, your dog doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. Because love doesn't lie in the food, the toy, or the fancy collar. It lies in the look you give them each evening you return home. So leave a comment below. Which of those 10 mistakes made you pause the most? Because maybe your story will help someone else recognize and save their four-legged friend before it's too late.